Hi guys, Hari here. I know it's been a while, but I am back after about 6 months or an eternity, depending on how you look at it, and I'm playing Han again, so I'm going to try to keep making videos again, hopefully. Anyway, this is one of my first games since being back, and I actually play with two people on my team who were in the previous game before with me and carried over, Filicide and Neo, whatever. So my team should have some coordination. Anyway, if we get into the picks, my choices are Behemoth, Engineer, and Rhapsody. I am terrible at playing Engineer, and probably not too great at Behemoth since I never really play him either. Plus, Rhapsody is a nice range support, which is usually always in high demand because people don't want to play range supports. So I'm happy to take Rhapsody here. This was right after her nerf, so she's still not as strong as she could be, but strong enough. Anyway, we have another two good choices for range support, really, which would be in Plague and Voodoo. Brown seems to be happy to take Voodoo, so that leaves us fine there. So then Pest would be good for Voodoo Pest lane, Arachna mid, and then I guess Kraken can go with me. Just getting Kraken in general would be great, because Kraken's such a strong hero. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying in chat. Yeah, maybe a little bit different than that, but whatever. I guess I was happy to have the Deadwood go mid instead and get Plague. I guess Plague's probably a better support than Voodoo is, so maybe that's why I wanted that, but whatever. Anyway, while we have a few seconds before the picks go out, I'm just going to apologize in advance. There will be a few times in this video where the frames per second goes really slow, or the frames per second gets really low, and I'm not sure exactly why that happens. This computer should have no problems, but it does happen a couple times. So I'm sorry, but I felt the video was worth publishing anyway because I haven't made one in forever, and it would give me a good chance to warm up anyway. Yeah, so as far as synergy with this team goes, there's really not a whole lot. I mean, if you catch people in a Kraken ult, Rhapsody's heal and damage is nice. Obviously, Voodoo Jester's ult and Curse Ground on a Kraken ult is nice as well. Pestilence should give us good initiation to set up a Kraken ult, so that's nice. And then I guess we have nice minus armor between Pestilence and Kraken, and then high physical damage between the Kraken and the Arachna, and I guess Pestilence. So overall the team synergy seems fine. Yeah, here we're discussing who to go mid. They expect Pebbles mid, because I think he was the best player on the other team, and he's blue, etc. So there really could be a fair argument made for Arachna or Kraken mid, because Kraken's actually really strong in 1v1 solos against other melee especially, because splash hitting them, and so that would be a pretty solid mid. Kraken should beat Pebbles mid, but Arachna really should beat Pebbles mid as well, because as I point out, Pebbles has basically no base armor, and Arachna has really high auto attack damage with a great animation and range. So Arachna really should have no problem harassing Pebbles out of the lane. So I expect that should be fine. Granted, maybe Kraken would be a better choice because the difference is Arachna can actually get killed by Pebbles if she messes up, if she leaves an opening or gets ganked or something, because the Pebbles combo shouldn't have too much trouble killing her, whereas Kraken really is going to be tough for Pebbles to kill, whereas it's still going to have a pretty strong time in the lane against Pebbles. So I guess an argument for either could be made. But I guess, I don't know, I felt that side laning with Kraken in the duel with me would be stronger than with Arachna. Arachna really should be solo, I feel like, most of the time, whereas Kraken can live without solo experience. Yeah, so anyway, here are my items. I accidentally buy things on the courier rather than myself. Just 2 minor totems for some basic stats, and then just some regen. Sometimes as support I'll go with the Runes of the Blight and a health potion, other times 2 mana potions depending on the hero. Here I kind of have a heal, so I figure that the mana potions would be better than the health potion here. And of course a counter ward to counter ward the pull, so that if they ward it we can keep pulling, which is actually why I'm bringing the courier with me right now. I'm going to have it hang back probably after maybe messing around with a little bit, just because if I place a counter ward by the neutral camp, I need the courier to fly over and see in case they placed it within the trees themselves. Oh yeah, so anyway, just coming to a spot here to see if they're coming. This is high ground, so it's a fine spot to stand in, assuming they're not already here. It's possible they could be coming with a 3 or 4 or 5 man gank from the left, which would be bad. Fortunately, Kraken's standing in a fine spot that I should be able to run to the right in time if anything should happen. So standing here seems fine. I don't have any wards to place, so I don't need to be anywhere else, really. I mean, I have a ward to place, but not right now. As far as skill build, I went with a stun first. I really think that's pretty much the only choice here. The stun is a lot better than the heal level 1 unless you're going for some crazy push strat. The stun has a much greater laning presence, etc. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, anyway, creeps are coming now. It's a little risky going around the front like this rather than going around behind, but Kraken did it, so I can too. But yeah, it would be easy for them to deal a lot of damage to me if they were standing right there and had stuns, which turns out they probably do. So yeah, maybe not the smartest move ever. It looks like they tried diving our mid with maybe a 3-man gank in mid, and one of them got killed by the tower. So that's nice. Anyway, it's 50 seconds, so I'm going to make sure I get over towards the pole and pull. As a general rule of thumb, because I would like to say this to everyone who's playing in my games, please, if you're pulling, do not pull before stacking. As Hellborn in top, it's a little bit more acceptable because you can pull the far left camp as well if you can eat a tree. So it would be a little bit better and not push the lane as badly. But still, if you can stack before pulling, it's definitely a lot better. Anyway, you saw that I sent the courier back to base because I'm sure someone else will want to use it, and I don't really have a need for it. Since I was able to stack the pull, which meant that there's no ward there. I'm just going to fail last hitting a couple of these creeps real quick because that's what I do. And then Kraken is actually going to come and I guess hit these since he can do a little bit of AoE damage early on. He figures why not, which means I'm going to go stand by the tower and make sure that this experience isn't wasted, which is fine. You'll see here I go hit the range creep once because it should be an easy thing to memorize that the tower, how to explain this best? After the tower hits the range creep twice, you have to hit it twice to kill it, with a few exceptions. I think maybe Kronos with a hatchet only has to hit it once. I'm not 100% sure about that. His base damage is really high and the hatchet helps. But for most heroes, you have to hit the range creep twice in addition to 2 tower hits. So if you can get 1 hit on the range creep before the tower hits it twice, then you can finish it off, which is what I did there. Anyway, just hanging around getting experience and gold here. There's really no reason not to since Kraken. Yeah, see there I went to go try to get the range creep, but the tower had already hit it, so it was too late. There was no way I would have been able to do it in time, and I'm certainly not going to use my stun just to get last hits with a support hero. Yeah, so pretty much just staying in lane here. Kraken completely killed the pole, so I'm going to have to wait before I can stack it again, which is going to be a little while, so I'm just going to do my best to harass the enemy heroes here. I've got a stun spamming Ra, which is always kind of interesting. Usually pretty easy to dodge. Yeah, I should have actually stunned him right there, which is actually what I'm thinking about, which is kind of why I'm playing a little bit further forward and pissed off at myself. Yeah, probably could have stunned Ra and killed him there, which is what I'm going for again. Do get the stun this time. Kraken should follow up with a torrent, which he does, and we should, in theory, be able to kill him. Unfortunately, Kraken didn't have a splash for that hit, but he does hit the Ra again anyway. Unfortunately, Hellbringer's going on me, so I eat a tree and try to run this way. Hellbringer doesn't follow. He actually goes to help his teammate. Fortunately, our mid paid attention is coming top. So we were able to finish off the Ra, and with the mid coming, we should be able to kill this guy as well. Yep, and finish him off. So that's just nice map awareness from our mid, knowing that they were running down that way, so that he ran towards top in the river, and we got a double kill. Yeah, so it's close to the minute mark again. I'm going to pull this camp once more. Unfortunately, I realized that maybe watching a support isn't always very exciting because I spend a lot of time standing around, not doing much, just because I'm a support. But yeah, well, that's it. That's the life of a support, I suppose. So again, there's still no ward here since the camp's stacked, and then I'm going to pull it, just using some regen items while I wait. I should probably be bringing myself something on the courier pretty soon here, which I'll probably worry about doing, I guess, after I pull this. Yeah, that's about it. Eating a tree, used up the last of my regen, still have a mana potion. Yeah, anyway, there's the courier. Bring myself boots. I was thinking that I should probably bring myself wards, but I think Gray actually had just said that he was getting wards and he was going to place them. By the look of where he's going on the minimap, it seems likely. So I actually don't need to place wards since Gray is doing a nice job of doing it. And I can just get some boots instead. And I should probably set myself a power supply as well. I think I had enough money for it. Or mana battery, maybe is what it's called at level 1. I can't remember. magic wand, magic stick. God, I'm terrible with names now. Anyway, just pulled again. Kraken's actually taking it once more, but we see them come around here, so I actually want to kill them. So I want to go on the Hellbringer because he's the easier target here. Land my stun first, and then my AoE heal damage, which was kind of poorly placed. I should probably place it before the stun, but oh well. Here there's two of them, so I'm going to just try to hit the Hellbringer to finish him, yep, and then use the stun on the Raw so that we can kill both of them, and it works. I thought that I might actually have to hit the Hellbringer twice there, which is why I kind of hit him and then started to move forward, but saw that one hit was actually enough to do it, and it worked out fine. Just always an important thing to, here we kind of do a little two fat people running into each other dance and laugh about it. Yeah, it's always kind of important to pay attention, maximize. You know, I could have obviously used the stun on the Hellbringer and just guaranteed the kill, but if there's a possibility for getting 2 kills, why not go for it? I don't really give up much there, because if maybe my stun isn't or my attack isn't capable of hitting Hellbringer and I can't reach him again, I'll just stun the Ra and we'll kill him anyway, and the Hellbringer can get away, but that's fine because I'd actually rather be more concerned with killing the Ra than the Hellbringer given the choice. Here mid gets ganked. I was a little bit slow getting there because I had just stacked again, which is a reasonable thing to do because I always want to pay attention to being efficient with creep camps. So I'm going to try to cut them off here. My priority is catching that Pebbles because, yeah, he's more important, but I miss him, so I'm not going to keep chasing and let the Glacius behind me. So I just go with stunning the Glacius, throw down the heal, and dot, and then use the stun charges to make him take a little extra damage, finish him off with an auto attack. And yeah, as I was busy talking, I also didn't have time to mention picking up power mana battery, I guess that's what it's called. God, I hope so. I haven't played in a while. You guys are gonna have to give me a little bit of a break with the names. I still have this counter ward on me, so I figure I might as well use it. This is a pretty common warding spot for Legion, so I just throw it there. I obviously place it between the 2 hills that might have a ward placed on them. I can't really ping. I wish I could, but not where our actual ward was, but to the left of where our actual ward was, so that it'll show if there's a regular ward on either of the hills rather than just one of them because of the range of a counter ward. There wasn't any, so that's fine, but having it there's alright. Since we have a ward, it'll show if they come down there and place one for the next 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Finish up my Striders, just basic support boots, so why not get them, and yeah, finish up power supply. Oh man, the name, perfect. And make sure that I always have Homecoming Stone on me, so I use one to teleport to lane because no one's here since mid just got killed again, and the other so that I can teleport to help teammates. As any hero, it's important to always have Homecoming Stones, but as support especially. And I also pick a ward just because I had a little extra money lying around. I'm just sitting here farming for a tiny bit. I know as supporter you really shouldn't farm too much, but there's no one here and don't want to waste this experience gold. I also placed a ward up on that hill just so that our mid has vision of the opposing mid. Like if there are teleports coming in or if Pebbles, because he'll have blink soon, tries to kill him. It's just nice to have vision up the other hill in mid. Meanwhile, Kraken got killed top. So unfortunately I just seem a little bit late both going to mid and going to top. There's a regen here, and I believe our Arachne actually has a bottle, but isn't here in time. Pebbles comes take it, so I hit him with a stun, and throw down the heal, and then stun again. Not going to be able to chase him though, because Hellbringer comes. So I'm just going to back up. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. It was just, I was going to wait obviously for the guy on my team who has a bottle to come get the rune, but as soon as I saw someone on the other team, I just grabbed it as quickly as possible while throwing out the stun. Unfortunately, he was able to land his abilities on me, which broke the regen. Maybe I could have spammed stun a little bit more and got a little bit more time on the regen, which would have netted more mana, but didn't really matter because health is the reason I'm going back to base now, not mana anyway. Again, just using up my spare money here. Buy some health potions actually, because I realize I would like to not have to run back to base again in a situation like that. I consider teleporting bottom, I think. I'm not sure why I'm not. Yep, no, I don't know. Oh yeah, well probably because Glacius just backed off, so I've decided I'm actually going to come around from the side, because if I just teleported to the lane there, the creeps are in range of the tower and they would see me, which would make ganking him a little bit more difficult as I charge past the creeps. So instead I'm going to teleport to the middle tower and then run around from the left, which should allow me to cut him off. I'm pinging there to show that I'm coming to get him, and taking an angle up. There he is. Oh, hopefully I can reach him. Yep, I do. I hit the stun, and then I throw down the heal so that he's going to have to run across it, and I can keep using the stun charges to stop him momentarily and get a little bit more damage off the AoE. I should just call it the AoE. Yeah, I'm just going to call it that from now on. The AoE. It's both a heal and a stun. Anyway, heading back mid because there's two people mid probably trying to kill our teammate. I actually noticed that it's just almost 10 minutes, so I'm going to see if the ward spawns here. It doesn't, so I let our teammate know that the ward is actually, or the rune. God, I always mess that up. Let him know that the rune is actually top, which is where he should be heading, but he doesn't. Fortunately, Kraken pays attention and comes to grab it, or comes to protect it at least. Anyway, because it looked like blue might head up there. Anyway, I just go on top of this cliff here to have better vision and to make it so that if they run over here, they can't see me. So this is just a nice position to stand in, unless they have a ward, in which case I could be kind of screwed, but I doubt they have a ward here by 10 minutes. Speaking of warding, I realized that we should probably have a lane ward top. This is just a nice ward to place here. Yeah, maybe I should talk more about the places I place wards. That would make sense to sport. Well, anyway, I'm going to place a ward here, and then I guess I'll go over the other parts later. I guess I didn't ward very much this game, so it's fine. Oh, they're going on my teammate's bottom, so I'm teleporting in. I actually expect the pestilence to kind of turn back around in front of me. Yeah, like he could just go after the raw a little bit there, but I guess there's 3 of them here, so he doesn't want to. But I kind of expected him to, and then for me to support him from behind. But yeah, I get a little pissed off here. I really, because I mean he's quite tanky and he could have run in front of me and then we probably could have got a kill. But it's perfectly reasonable that he didn't want to charge in there since there were 5 of them. Really, I guess we should have just had more people on our team teleport, because when they dive a tower like that, you really should have TPs. So I'm just a little pissed off, but it really is my own mistake. Anyway, as I was saying about that ward in the top left corner of the map now, it just basically shows their tower, and any of them, if they're trying to teleport in, say that the lanes push back to our tower there, and if they teleport in to kind of gank through the woods, that ward will show it. So that's why we placed that there. Yeah, and I already explained the middle ward, which is just to give vision of the other team's middle, to give information about teleport ganks and pebbles with blink, etc. Anyway, it's almost 12 minutes, so once again, I'm just going to cover one of the runes for my teammates, see if anything spawns here. This is kind of a risky position, which is why I'm standing as far back as possible, because they probably have a ward there at this point in the game, and Pebbles could have his blink. But they didn't, or I didn't get killed at least, so I'm fine, and I'm going to run to the top and protect that rune now. Meanwhile, it looks like bottom's getting killed again, which I'm really not too happy about. Yeah. Excuse me. As you can see, because I really felt that we won top, and I would really like to not lose this game because of bottom. So I'm kind of just waiting for this guy middle to come grab this rune. I really like him too, because an invis would be nice for him to have bottled. Let him get an escape or a gank. Yeah, you can see that in my talking thing. I really don't like just standing here out in the open for so long. I could grab it myself, but I'd rather him have it. But yeah, now that he's getting attacked, I actually run. I should have grabbed the rune first. I don't know why I didn't. Just reaction to come help as quickly as possible. Yeah, I try to go throw down the heal, but I actually get caught in the stun like an idiot. And then just throw down my stun on Pebbles defensively. Kraken throws down an amazing ult though here, knowing exactly where they're going to bunch up, and then I throw down my AoE as well to do some extra damage. My stun's back up, so I consider running in, but I decide I should probably grab this invis first since I don't have much health left. And that's probably a good point, or a good choice, because our team's kind of getting killed here. Maybe I should have done more initially, or used my ultimate to save my teammate. Yeah, I tried catching the Glacius, but that's not possible. So then, yeah, Gray ran in, I guess, from the bottom, so maybe we could have killed the Pebbles together, but it's too late for that. So now I guess since Gray's going, which I'm really not too happy about, but I'm going to try to help out and kill the Mage Vein. I don't actually use my stun because I really wasn't anticipating Gray just charging like that. I mean, I guess he was in a position where he didn't have a lot of choice, but really attacking there just wasn't favorable since most of our team was already dead. Anyway, use my health potion, back to doing nothing. I don't know why Arachna didn't throw her ult down on the Ra there. It would have given her vision up the hill and let us kill that guy. He probably has his ultimate, so it wouldn't have been an actual kill, but still, I would trade an Arachna ultimate for a Ra ultimate, usually. So, yeah, it would have been in favor of that. Anyway, I noticed that we don't really have any wards up anywhere in the middle of the map. The only ward that's up right now is mine at the top lane, so I get 2 wards from the courier, send them to myself. Yeah, and I think there wasn't a rune bottom, so I'm going to check to see if it's top. Here, Pestilence fortunately gets his ult on the Pebbles. Yep, throw down my AoE just as the team's fighting. Use my stun charges just pretty quickly there. Just do as much damage as possible because I expected the guy to die, and I'd like to just get all my damage off if possible. Who knows, maybe even steal a kill. Just kidding. Yeah, throw down a ward there because we don't actually have vision or we didn't have vision of either of the runes, but I guess gray had placed one bottom as I placed one top. But this is still fine because now with the lane ward top and that ward on that cliff, we'll be able to see if anyone comes anywhere to our top. So farming in our jungle and in our top lane should be safe. Although I think the lane ward will run out pretty quickly. I teleported top there because the creeps were against the tower, so it's just gold and experience being wasted. But as soon as Kraken came, I left because obviously him farming is more important than me, which is why I just do a lot of running around. Anyway, I actually should probably go place this ward I have now again in that same spot to get vision of mid, but yeah, it's a risky situation with Pebbles being there, so I guess I don't. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and allow Arachna to farm, because by me being here, I can counter-initiate, kind of, if they try killing her, and hopefully save her, or just protect her or allow her to farm freely. Yeah, now that the creeps push back a little bit, I quickly run up and place that ward down, just because I figure, hey, I'm safe. I really wish I could see if Pebbles had a portal key. I guess that's the one downside of first-person VODs, is that I can't really tell people's items. Yeah, here they charge the Arachnar a little bit, which you can tell by the Glacius running with Striders, and then the toss creep, obviously. I think they were attempting to toss a person at him, but that didn't work out. Excuse me. Yeah, so I was just moving in to anticipate, but nothing ended up happening, so there was no problem. Again, just kind of sitting mid, don't really have a lot to do. I should probably just be stacking somewhere, because I can stack for the Kraken pretty effectively. That would probably be more effective use of time, but I really like to take this mid tower. It really is so great to take the middle tower early on, because, I mean, it just limits where the other team can teleport to so much, and, you know, with my AoE, it's kind of easy to push, although not as easy as it was before the nerf, but still easy enough, so that's what I'm encouraging my team to do, since we have 4 here anyway. Might as well make some use out of it. Unfortunately, my teammate gets hit by a Ra stun, so I have to throw him a health potion. But fortunately I had an extra one. Once again, throw down my AoE when there's a lot of creeps bunched up, just to try to get some more pushing going. Unfortunately, Ra can kind of counter push pretty effectively because his abilities don't cost him too much. I actually see Ra there, so I kind of want to catch him with a stun, but I'm just a second too slow in reacting. If I'd moved up a second sooner, probably would have caught him. He likely has an ult, but still getting to burn the ult and forcing a team fight would be pretty useful, especially because Kraken almost can throw down his ult on top of the dead Ra, which, you know, puts Ra in a bad position when he resurrects, and the other team in a bad position if they want to help the Ra out. Still just trying to push here. I'm maybe a little bit more reluctant to use my AoE here because I don't have full mana anymore, and I'd like to have mana for all my abilities if a team fight comes. But we have a pretty decent position. Yep, gonna try to initiate on the Pebbles, do land my stun on him, just try to throw down the AoE where the team fight's happening, and then run behind my team. And yeah, use my ult kind of effectively, not so much, but I just kind of want to be in the middle of everyone. No one was really in danger of dying, but just using the ult, even preemptively, just to save damage from the team, isn't a bad move at all if you can. So that worked out. We ended up getting 2 kills, and we should be able to take this tower. Unfortunately, Malphus is pretty strong compared to our rather weak support heroes, but it's okay. Yeah, and then we just group up and try to take out the tower. I use my power supply, trying to get mana for my heal as soon as or my AoE. Sorry, I thought we decided on that. Just finally get to it and then use it. I see the regen bottom. I let the guy with the bottle know. It would actually be pretty nice for me to grab the regen, and I don't realize that he's actually at almost full, so I probably should do that. But I don't, and I just run back to base anyway. It's fine. Can do a little shopping while he bottles the regen rune. Yeah. Not really anything too interesting going on at the moment. My first item choice, I don't know, I haven't really played Rhapsody or... Well, I kind of play support. Not so much Rhapsody. But, yeah. I decided to go with Tablet. Tablet's pretty much always a nice item to have. Yeah, we can see them counter-warding here. And I actually teleport mid because, again, there's creeps going into our tower and I don't want to lose the experience and gold. Anyway, I get Tablet because it's a pretty useful item just in general. Also with a Kraken on the team, in theory, being able to push people into Kraken ults would be nice, although I'm sure I don't ever actually successfully do that in this game. But again, it's just a nice item for positioning to have, and just it's very easy to build because that first item, only costs 540 gold and just provides a nice +4 all stats. I think it's a much better choice than the +10 intelligence, just because I'd rather have the health for most of the game than the 10 intelligence. As far as other items, obviously I'm just buying wards and homecoming stones and such. Yeah, I put this down here kind of as an idiot. I could have placed it in the middle between both cliffs and but then I would have had to place a regular ward as well, and I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want to get into a counter warding war in an easy spot, basically. I'd rather place my wards in different spots and just counter ward them in the regular spots. Yeah, as we can see here, they're obviously going to counter ward this. And there's not really a lot I can do because I can't run in against these two people, so I'm just kind of standing here. Actually, could be helping mid kill teal. It's mage bane, so probably not. Yeah, you can see I'm standing quite far back so that nothing bad happens to me. But yeah, anyway, so I threw the counter ward up on top of the hill, assuming that the guy placed a ward in the same spot he placed a counter ward, which I guess he didn't since they came in and warded here anyway. Yeah, I'm choosing to kill the regular ward first and then back off. I could actually kill the counter ward as well, but it's really not that important since, like I said, I'm just not going to ward here again, so it shouldn't really matter. Yeah, want to catch the Glacius, but unfortunately get visioned. Wish I'd had a ward there. Yeah, and then, oh, well, actually a team fight's going to happen, so I can't talk about warding. Pestilence blinks on Hellbringer. I try to throw my stun on the Hellbringer and just use my charges up as quickly as possible. And then, yeah, throw down an ult standing between my teammates. Fortunately in a good spot, no one's actually targeting me, so I was able to get the full duration ult off, which should have saved a lot of damage. And then as soon as the ult's off, I throw down the AoE on my team, who's kind of low health, and myself, who'd taken damage, to heal up. Yeah, so anyway, as far as team fight, let's go. I kind of probably should have talked about that a little bit more. Unfortunately, I was talking about wards. But yeah, basically my goal is just to land my stun on someone. I kind of used it up quickly there just because mage bane, too slow on the stun. Just because I knew that person was going to die, so I just wanted him to die as quickly as possible before he could do anything, so I was just using all the damage I could, trying to keep him stun locked. Yeah, I hadn't killed the counter ward because I didn't think it mattered. Yeah, see a pebble or pestilence and voodoo jester catch the mage bane, which is actually a nice kill because we really needed to get that mage bane since he was 4-0 and probably farming rather well. The counter ward didn't matter to me, like I said, because I was just going to ward regularly somewhere else. But then my teammate placed one. Oh, yep. They chased us a little bit too far, so we actually try to turn on them. I throw my stun on the Glacius. Don't use my charges very effectively as I'm running up. I probably should be, but I was kind of more concerned with getting the AoE down. So then when I noticed the time's about to run out, I just spam the charges off just to try to get as much damage as possible, which really isn't a very effective way to use the ability. And then I just throw down a heal, or an AoE, to heal my teammates before I run back to base since I'm pretty low on mana and health. Finally, to finish the point, I didn't care about killing the counter ward there because I didn't care if the other team had a counter ward because I didn't plan on warding that spot. I would have just warded somewhere else around there that wouldn't be visible by the counter ward, which I think would have been fine because, like I said, I would rather just be more efficient with my counter warding rather than fight over a spot, which is actually something you'll see they do. For some reason here, I think that I have enough gold. I guess I thought that I bought the 1,000 gold piece in the first place to the tablet and would only need 1,000 more gold to finish it. Yeah, you can see here they ward, and they actually make a mistake, which is that they throw down their regular ward before just killing the counter ward. So we actually see that it's there, which makes this a very easy choice. I'm just going to come here and place a counter ward directly on that hill, which is where I know their ward is, and kill it. And what they're doing is just great for me because I can just spend counter wards and nothing else to kill their regular wards here, which is great because there's no cooldown on counter wards, so I can do this as much as possible and limit their vision, whereas we'll be placing wards in other places, which should give us vision. Here we're going to go take bottom tower. I should actually place a ward in the middle of their jungle, just kind of that open area that people normally ward. It would give us vision if they were coming through the woods towards us, but I don't know, I guess I'm just in a hurry to get to the bottom and take this tower, which I guess is fine anyway. So we're just going to push the tower. Yeah, I feel like there was probably a little bit more I wanted to say about warding there. Yeah, we saw the Hellbringer try to deny that, which means, yeah, you can see I'm chasing here, and I'm telling Pebble, or what Pestilence should have done as soon as he saw that miss deny by the Hellbringer is he should have blinked directly to the left, and hopefully, or in theory, the Hellbringer should have been right there within attack range, and then he could have stunned him, and we would have gotten an easy kill. But he really didn't react at all, which is why I was kind of chasing like an idiot. Yeah, and so that's why we weren't able to catch a Hellbringer that we probably should have. But anyway, we're all still grouped up down here, so it makes sense to push. I have a Homecoming Stone, so I can teleport mid if Mage Bane is in danger of getting it. Pestilence does blink in here. Fortunately, he's going on the Ra, which is basically the worst target ever. Arachna does run and try to take out the Pebbles, which is a better target. I get stunned a little bit, but then throw down my abilities to take out the Pebbles with the Arachna. I am trying to run down a little bit and get caught finally in a raw stun, which is unfortunate. Not a lot I can do here. My team is kind of playing forward. Yeah, and unfortunately Magebane did get the middle tower while this was happening, but we're able to take out 2 towers and we got 2 more kills, so it should be okay. Just dodging the raw stuns, making sure I don't get hit by those, because, well, they're easy to avoid. Here comes the Magebane actually to be a hero, but he doesn't have a lot of health because you can see he just has Runed Axe, and yeah. We easily kill him. You see there that I just used my stun and then tried to space the timing. I could actually even do a little bit better job of it, waiting until I see the blink animation, trying to cancel then, but I don't think I'm that good at this yet, again, because of being rusty and not having a lot of experience in that situation. So I just kind of space out timing the Q charges as reasonably as possible, trying to prevent him from blinking while we kill him. There's an invis there, and I finish my... Yeah, you see here I place the ward further to the left so that I don't have to fight over the same spot. Now, I know they don't have a ward in the spot that they've been fighting over because we've counter-warded it. We have our counter-ward still there. So I know they didn't see me place that ward, and if they go fight over the spot again, we will still actually have a ward there and see them placing theirs. So this is just a better spot. We have a fair amount of heals, so we should, in theory, be able to take Kongor. But I guess we cannot. I keep just throwing down my AoE as much as possible, but 2 of our teammates get too low, I guess because they're all standing in taking his thunderclaps. And so yeah, we aren't able to do it fast enough thanks to the Kongor buff, and so we have to back out, especially since they're there right now. And you can see once again that we can see that they placed a ward on that hill, which is just going to make it so easy once again to counter ward, because again, all I have to do is place a counter ward, and I get to kill their regular ward, preventing them from having vision. And as you can see, we still have fine vision in that area because of the ward I've placed. The other ward that I'm not sure I have up, but that we still have up is just one that shows kind of that area, which is an area that Pebbles could blink from onto mid, and it also shows them farming the Ancients, which against a Magebane I figured would be pretty important. Yep, anyway, you see that I finished my tablet, which I'll probably not use very much this game, because again, I just don't have much experience, well, playing recently, but especially using tablet. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of come from the side. My ward gives me vision, knowing that they're not coming from the left. They could be coming from down, but I think I saw them go left, so I should have enough time to kill both of these. And again, I just win this because I get rid of a counter ward and a regular ward for simply the price of a counter ward, which is why you should, in my opinion, generally avoid fighting over the same spot and just try to use different unconventional spots. Yeah. I think we have 3 in middle. My throat's actually getting kind of sore. I really need more practice doing this, huh? It could be the weather. Anyway, we have 3 in middle, so I kind of like to push. Unfortunately, Pestilence gets ganked top, which is no good. But I'd still kind of like to push this middle since they're all top, and my Homecoming Stone's on cooldown, so I can't teleport top. So just going to use my AoE and kind of push with Kraken. I still see 2 or 3 of them top, so we're safe to kind of push here. I wanted to stun the Glaciers and go on him, but then there's the Pebbles. Kraken throws down his Torrent, and then I kind of spam some stuns on the Pebbles trying to kill him, but yeah, I can't really hang around because I don't have a lot of health left. Just throw down my heal and myself, and stand here trying to get it as much as possible, and then turn around to go help. Rachna's there, so he should be able to catch the Hellbringer. Kraken's charge doesn't work very well because of the cliff or the trees, but ends up fine, and then yeah, we can push the tower now. Now we're with 4 people, and 2 heals on me, I should be able to stay in. Rock comes and immediately uses his ability, but we actually get a nice stun on him, and then I kind of chain some stuns. Magebane blinks in. I don't really have many abilities left. I could have actually used my tablet on that guy, I think, but I think I just didn't have time. Gonna throw down my AoE on top of a Kraken ult, which is just, perfect because we get the chain AoE and the heals on us. So we turned that around pretty nicely anyway, still without using the tablet. I didn't have to ult there because it wasn't really a team fight. I mean, we were mostly just attacking them and they were kind of moving. And here we should be able to take the tower with Kraken tanking it with my AoE. They do use a glyph, but we should still be fine in theory. They have 2 dead and shouldn't be able to kill 4 of us with just 3, even if Kraken is low. I want to go... I think, yeah, place a ward here. This is another good spot. Just shows that secondary tower as well as going through the woods here towards the secret shop area, or observatory now. And just gives, kind of getting offensive vision now. There's a haste there, which I just tell my teammate to come grab, but he's not going to get it. So I actually just have to turn around and get it, except now he turns around to come get it. It would be nice if he's paying a little bit more attention, but it's okay. Because I'd like to be farming those creeps top for whatever item it is I'm getting next, which I'm not really sure what it is. Yep. As my teammate's pointing out, we can see them running toward there, so we know exactly what they're going to do. He's going to place another counter ward and another regular ward, while we still have our counter ward no less, so giving me easy vision, knowing to counter that exact same spot again, and our ward still in position. Pestilence blinks in here actually to kill the Hellbringer. This is a little bit Rambo because we know there's at least one more of them around, and he doesn't have any teammates, but fortunately he does back off in time. I'm actually not in a very smart spot now, because I know that there's 3 or 4 of them around, and I'm kind of standing out of position, but we do have 3. And again, we take out their wards. Now, I think Voodoo placed a regular ward there, which really is not good since we still have that other ward to the left. And as like I said, I don't want to fight over the same spot, but I guess Voodoo doesn't understand this same principle quite as well. And I guess it's not terrible to have a ward there since Kongor could be an issue soon. We want to see if they're coming while we take Kongor. Yeah, that's actually what Arachna's saying. Because with the vision we have now, we could pretty easily stand in here and fight, and then just turn around and fight them if they come down the hill. Actually running up here, it's safe to run up here because we know they don't have a ward because it's been countered. I'm just going to try to catch someone in their jungle. Yeah, there's yellow, but shouldn't be able to catch him. Oh yeah, wait, Arachna has haste, so should be able to catch him, but maybe a little bit too deep. Yep, which is what Arachna realizes because their teammates should be coming now. So I guess we're just staying grouped up in their woods, trying to pick one of them off. Someone probably should be top farming that, but I guess we're not always being very efficient, and I'm not playing a carry, so I can't really worry about it too much. Not sure what our courier is doing here. I presume someone has an item on it. Yeah, and so we have the vision, so we're just going to force Kongor. Just going to throw it on my AoE as much as possible on here. Not really using my stun on him, because the first one's going to get cancelled anyway, so it's not really worth it because of his null stone. Then then I see that it's already been disabled because Pestilence gets his ability on him, so then I use my stun to try to cancel some of his attacks just by spacing out the stun regularly enough. I should throw down another AoE about now. Yep, just like that, just to help heal my teammates and take Kongor faster. We do see them coming, but Kongor's low enough, we should just try to do as much damage to him as possible, as quickly as possible, trying to kill him before they get here, and then we can turn and go fight them after we get the Kongor, because it's that important. They again take out our ward, but that's fine. It actually bought us time. So that was actually a decent ward to place. I'm actually kind of running up here in front of my team. I don't really know why. Yeah, that was really stupid. I should just be dead now. I don't know why I'm not. Should probably still be. Yep, now I'm dead. Fortunately, Kraken gets off an amazing ult and catches a bunch of them. This is why Kraken is such a strong hero, and yeah, they pretty much all just die. In conjunction with the Voodoo Jester ultimate, it's pretty nice. And yep, should be a genocide. Yeah. So that's awesome. Power of Kraken. Yeah, really stupid. As a support hero, don't run in front of your team, especially when you have a Kraken on your team and a Pestilence. They can go first. Still, this Glacius is warding this exact same spot. I mean, I know it's important for him to have vision of the entrance to their jungle, but just like put it down in the middle of the river now or something. Not in the exact same spot every time. That just makes it so easy to counter ward. Yeah, I think the Raw bought back, actually. I guess seeing those creeps pushed up against his tower, it made it worthwhile just to buy back and then go kill him. Probably wasn't too expensive. But he's now out by himself. They actually have 3 people up, about to have 4, so maybe not too easy to kill. But my teammates are going to try to pick him off. Yep, there was the ult after the ability. This is maybe a little bit too aggressive. I'm not sure if I'm decided to run there or not. I just decided, no, I'll just go middle. Yep, and they're actually all dead now. And that's the token, unfortunately. Yeah, so maybe they were being a little bit too Rambo. Fortunately, Arachna realizes, I guess, that he can't run here, so he's just going to try to kill them. He tries to target the Glacius, who's low, but can't. Uses his Shrunken. Maybe a little bit too late on that Shrunken, though. And he's actually tanking the tower now a little bit. Yep, but going to get a double kill before he dies, so I guess it's fine. I've charged past a lot of creeps here, so I should definitely be backing up. I really should have maybe used Shift to cue my routes through the forest, so as to not be seen by the creeps as I was running to go help him, but it didn't really matter. The chances of me making it there before he was dead anyway. I guess I could have started running sooner, but I was kind of just in awe by the fact that they were diving so deep with that many people on the other team up. Although I guess I didn't realize how many people were actually up, but yeah. Anyway, so we kind of do want to be pushing. We have a pretty good late game between... Well, actually, we've got a great late game. Yeah, I don't know if you'd say great late game. Great... Oh, yep, found Magebane, but there's more than just him here, so yeah. Oh, perfect timing by Magebane on the Shrunken Head. Fortunately, Pestilence gets some nice gores off. And then, I think, yeah, Pestilence has double damage, so he's going to chase after him. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I really should have just used my stun on the Magebane. For some reason, I thought that I couldn't reach him or something, so I tried using the heal instead. Yeah, I used my tablet there to push Pestilence out of harm's way, which is actually good use. I could have just tableted it over into the trees to catch Mage Bane. I could have used my stun. I could have placed the AoE a little bit better, and I don't know why I thought the AoE would kill him in time before he got away anyway, so that was really just poor. Should have done something better there. He's just still placing wards in the exact same spot. This guy's kind of, I mean, you gotta admire him. He's got spunk, is what we call it. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I guess I'm just trying to scare him off a little bit and then tableting myself out. I want to slow him down as much as possible. Yeah, there's a Pebbles. Yep, and I die. It was just stupid. I don't really know why I would run down there with that little health against full health Glacius, knowing that there's other people on their team around. It just didn't make too much sense. Anyway, as I was saying, we have, again, the negative armor stacking between Kraken and Pestilence, which is pretty nice, and obviously Kraken Ultimate's just amazing. So we have a really good late game, or middle game. Our late game's pretty good still, because Arachna is obviously quite strong. But then they have Mage Bane, and they have Ra. Ra is, again, more of a middle game, but can be pretty good late game. So, I don't know. I mean, we definitely have more teams, well, and they have a Hellbringer ult, which is just kind of awesome. So, I don't know. I would say we probably have a better late game, but still, I don't really ever want to risk it against a Mage Bane, so I'd kind of rather be pushing rather than sitting back, especially since he went Rune Axe first. Yeah, I was just checking out his items there, actually. Shieldbreaker's still only level 1, which is what I was checking. I decided I finally need to get another item, so I decided an Astrolabe would be good. Just another classic support item. Following the core item build pretty clearly here. Or, not core item, suggested item. Diva's Guide, oh god. Just buy some Homecoming Stones as well. I think maybe I should have bought some wards, but maybe they were sold out. Sorry, I was paying too much attention to making fun of myself for... I'm not really using a guide, but I guess in theory you could say I'm using a guide. But yeah, because he has Rune Axe, the Mage Bane should be able to farm quite well, especially if his team's stacking, which they're probably not doing, but you never know. So I'd really like to push and just not give him a ton of time to farm, especially since Kraken's so amazing mid-game. And his items are pretty nice. Yeah, just finished his Barrier Idol. So I think I'm probably asking my team to push bottom, since we're all around here anyway. Although maybe someone should, yeah, just looking right now, someone should probably stop mid, because it's right at the tower. So maybe we should have pushed mid out first before going to push bottom, but it should be okay. Because they're not pushing mid. Really, what they should be doing right now, yeah, oh, yep, and we just saw them in the woods. Yeah, Kraken's going to go in here. I'm kind of trying to stay back, but then the Pebbles blinks in on me. I should try to stun him right away, but yeah, first I try tabling myself, and then I Astrolabe my team, which is fine, and then I try throwing down the heal, the AoE, to save myself, but I really should have just stunned Pebbles before doing those things so that I'd live. But it works out anyway, since my team can do it all without me. Yeah, so kind of poorly managed there by me. Also, a problem that I run into from time to time with using tablet is that, you know, I try to press 3-3, because 3 is the number I use for my item, for that item slot now. I try to press 3-3 to use it on myself quickly, because obviously if you press the same number, the same hotkey for an item that the item is twice, it'll use it on yourself, just like with spells. But if I issue a command like right-clicking in between, then it stops. It stops the targeting, and I have to redo it. So sometimes I have to spam it a few more times than I would like to, which is a problem I have there. I guess the price of artificially inflating your APM is that it occasionally screws you in tableting, which is kind of what happened there. Anyway, my team's still pushing bottom, so I'm just going to get down there as quickly as possible. They're actually taking this tower because the other team has 4 up, so they should be able to kind of mount a fight, but I think they've just realized how much stronger our team is mid-game. Barrier Idol is great against the Ra, too. Ra just melts with the negative armor. Yeah, and then Arachna, nope, not actually able to kill him. Although Pestilence should blink, yep, and he does, yeah, and then they get the Ra. Oh, although Pestilence gets tossed into the fountain, so it kind of cost him his life. Mage Bane uses an interesting Shrunken Head here, but I guess it helps out since I run in and I'm not able to use my abilities on him. I do throw down an AoE just to heal my teammates. Yeah, use Astrolabe. So we successfully pushed bottom. Ra actually bought back and went top. This guy really does love to buy back, which I'm not so sure. Using your second buyback just to go farm again is such an amazing idea. Maybe he's just pissed off at his team for not helping him, so he's saying, screw you guys, I'm going home, or going farming. Yeah, Voodoo Jester tablets himself away, so I don't need to do anything of the sort there. I kind of want to get my team to push this mid tower. Should be pretty easy for us to take with the souls. but we kind of back up a little bit. We're actually 4 versus 5, so maybe staying around here is not the best idea. I think that's what I'm saying now. Yeah, that we should back up. What I'm thinking actually is that we should farm their woods, which is a great thing to point out. So when you have an advantage like this, and you're kind of pushing them back, sometimes you just kind of get into the situation where you fall back and don't do anything too aggressive, like, and just farm. It's fine to farm when you're ahead, but there's no reason not to get more ahead when you can. And so in a situation like this, where we haven't pushed back into their base, if we farm their jungle, then when Mage Bane comes out, or when they finally get it, push their lanes back out, they can't farm this jungle. So we can farm their jungle, and then we can farm our jungle, and then by then the lanes should be past the river, and we can farm them and then push or whatever. So it's just a good idea to take it if we can. So yeah, we actually clear out all the camps here. They clearly have a ward here again. Pebbles catches me. I tablet myself to get away, trying to make it to this invis room, but yeah, there's no way it's happening. So I just turn around and use my stun as much as possible. Get a nice Kraken ult again. Hellbringer just runs into it for some reason. Fortunately, I was killed, but looks like, oh yeah, Voodoo Jester uses a nice tablet, but then Mage Bane blinks onto him. I'm not sure if they're going to kill the Mage Bane or not. Yeah, with that Arachno ult, he shouldn't be able to get away. It should slow him enough, and yeah, especially with Pestilence Blink. Really, Kraken Arachno Pestilence, so strong mid-game. Yeah, and I made, big contributions myself, of course. So yeah, anyway, we should, I guess, be pushing middle now. We have 3 of them dead. Although really by the time we make it to their tower, only 1 of them will probably still be dead. So maybe it's not an amazing push here, and just going to farm would be fine. Not a lot to say. Spending time dead is kind of boring. I guess normally when I've done videos in the past, I haven't spent that much time dead because I'm not playing support heroes. In that situation, I guess I was out of position, and I should have known that they have a ward there anyway, because Glacius has been placing a ward there for the entire freaking game. Yeah, Pestilence blinks up there, which is an intelligent move. He's trying to catch maybe someone farming that, possibly Raw, and be able to kill him with Arachno. Yeah, anyway, just running. I should actually have some wards. We actually have no wards on the map right now. I don't know why I didn't buy some when I rezzed. Yeah, that's pretty poor, actually, especially with 1,200 gold. I'm trying to make it down to these Ancients to stack them, but yep, not in time. Although I do notice they're double stacked, which is nice, which I point out to my team. I think Arachno's going to come, and I'm going to help him take these, or her. Just throw it on my AoE. Not the best move ever. She uses the DD rune and then uses Manta, or Geometers. And so, yeah, dispels the double damage rune, just as a note, using Geometers gets rid of any buffs and debuffs, and this includes double damage, so maybe should have used the Geometers first. Yeah, so now I'm noticing there's no wards on the map. I should get some wards. I don't know why I only buy 1. Maybe I tried buying more and there was only 1 left, which would actually be a sign of a pretty good team. Or maybe I just only bought 1 because I'm a greedy bastard and would like to get more items, clearly. Yeah, so just going to go place this ward real quick, so we can see if they're coming. Although I guess it's a little bit late since we already took the Kongor. So that's why I'm kind of not actually placing it now. We see Teal in the middle. Yeah. I guess the game really is over. I'm going to place this ward here anyway. This is a good aggressive ward. It lets you see if they're farming in these couple spots in the jungle, as well as if they're going to mid or bottom. It's just kind of another ward you place when you have an advantage. I guess the game kind of degrades at this point. We have a pretty solid advantage, 24 to 41. So it would be pretty hard for them to come back. As I guess I thought earlier, Purple was kind of not getting along with the team for whatever reason. Some interesting trash talk or whatever talk here. There were actually, 3 of the people on the other team were actually together, but I guess that didn't really mean too much. We had 3 together as well. Yeah, so we take the racks without any resistance. Pestilence uses his BKB and then blinks in. I'm trying to land my stuns on Mage Bane, and I just use the charges as quickly as possible to try to make sure that he dies before being able to blink. Then we catch the Raw as well. Sorry about that. A little bit sick. Yeah. And we kill the 2 people who are not part of the 3 that are together. And yeah, that's a good game. As we now have 2 lanes down, it's pretty hard to come back from 2 lanes down, especially when you're AFKing the fountain. So anyway, just taking this here. See my team going and farming them in the fountain. What's a good game of Han without farming the fountain? I thought he was facing towards me, so I tried tableting him there. Yeah, as I pointed out, didn't use the tablet very much, did I? But yeah, that's it. So I guess talking about why whatever happened. I mean, really, just having Kraken was awesome, and we just had, between the negative armor and whatever, strong synergy, and just probably better heroes than they had, and better teamwork. More, well, not necessarily more warding. Teal or yellow certainly warded a lot. Oh, well, I